Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to the Technical Session 7A. Myself, Anshika Jain, and this session would be moderated by me. I, on the behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GR Scholastic LLP, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 8th World Conference on Smart Trends in Systems, Security, and Sustainability, WS4 2024, London, UK. The 8th edition of the conference is being organized in the hybrid mode. The physical event was organized yesterday in London, UK, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom from 24 to 26 July 2024. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions throughout the day. In this session, we have 6 presentations, and each presenter will be given 12 minutes for the presentation and 3 minutes for the questions and answers. On 10 minutes, I will raise a very gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any queries or any update, then you can write it to me in the chat box below. Just before we start the session, I would like to introduce you to the chair for this session. Dr. Neha Tiwari, Associate Professor, Department of CSIT, IIS Jaipur, India. Ma'am is working as an associate professor and additional head in the Department of Computer Science and IT at IIS Jaipur. She's a research supervisor with an experience of more than 16 years and has also supervised students in a variety of projects. Her research domains include networking, machine learning, blockchain, databases, software engineering, and cloud computing. Welcome to the session, ma'am. Would you like to share a quick opening remark with us?
Thank you so much for the nice introduction, Anshika. I would like to extend uh, a good luck to all the presenters today. Thank you.
I would also like you to introduce to our next session chair, Professor Koine Janada Wen Seden, Associate Professor, University of South Africa. Ma'am currently works at School of Computing, University of South Africa. She does the research in educational technology, higher education, and information system. Her research interests include aspects of human-computer interaction and the use of technology in education, especially e-moderation. Welcome to the session, ma'am. Would you like
Good
to share
morning,
a quick
colleagues.
opening remark with us?
Thank you very much, and welcome to everybody across the world to this particular session. It's a pleasure for me as well to be here from South Africa. It is winter here with us, so thank you, colleagues.
Thank you, ma'am. So we'll be beginning with our session. First, we have Eric to present his paper titled Components of Opinion Journalism in the 2021 program, Bicho A. Seber. Are you there, sir? Are you there, sir? So we'll be moving on to the next presentation. We have Makhabat to present her paper titled Development and Analysis of the Effectiveness of High-Speed Asymmetric Encryption Methods for Protecting Data from the Low-Orbiting Aircraft. Are you there, ma'am?
Yeah, hello.
Hello. You may start with your presentation, ma'am.
I cannot share. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So, as you said, our title about higher speed encryption of low orbit aircraft. It's a review article with my colleagues, and according to my doctoral studies, I'm a PhD student. So there is an abstract. This article presents the analyzed development of encryption methods between adapted to improve the security of data exchanged between low orbiting aircraft and the ground. We offer an innovative approach that significantly increases the speed of data encryption without reducing the level of its security. And our research aims to explore algorithms that can operate effectively in the resource constrained environment found in the in spacecraft, while still providing reliable protection against modern cyber threats. So there are three objectives. First one, development of an asymmetric encryption method capable of providing high data processing speed while maintaining a high level of security for low orbit aircraft, and analyze, compare the performance of the proposed method with existing solutions, and assessing the applicability and scalability of the method for various types of low orbit vehicles. So we explored some methods like quantum cryptography, asymmetric encryption algorithms like RSA algorithm, and detailed S protocol. So we try to optimize self-encryption algorithms using hardware acceleration, like FPGA-based encryption, and study about of the influence of the space environment, of the efficiency of cryptographic algorithms. So there is a table of comparison of encryption characteristics, and as we can see, the FPGA algorithm can provide higher speed, while the quantum encryption even is more reliable for space technology, has a low speed, and encryption speed is the main goal of our study. So that's why we try to improve this one. And another characteristics like encryption time, cryptographic strength, resource intensity, key length, and key generation method. We did some analyze and compare them. So there are other characteristics like memory consumption, CPU and time consumption, and resistant to quantum hacking. And we see that FPGA acceleration still have better characteristics, but it's not reliable to resistant to quantum hacking. Rational for selection, the choice of the proposed asymmetric encryption method is justified not only by its high speed and cryptographic stability, but also by its low resource intensity, which is critically important for the limited computing resource of low orbital aircraft. And this type of algorithm is specially adapted for use in outer space, and is optimized to minimize encryption time and resource consumption while maintaining a high cryptographic strength. And hardware implementation based on FPGA, as I said, which always allows to us significantly speed up the encryption process by performing operations in parallel mode and reducing the load on the main processor device. And so there are block diagram of the proposed asymmetric encryption method. First step is key generation. After that, encryption of the message, transmitting an encrypted message, data integrity check, and decryption of the message. So this diagram represents the basic structure, which can be adapted for or extended depending on the specific requirements of low Earth orbit data protection system, because we are continuing to research and define specific vehicle low orbit. That's why we explore, let's say, all methods. Yeah. Next, system requirements. There is a block diagram in terms of each stage, which requirements they need, and key aspects of the asymmetric encryption algorithm, including key generation, method encryption and decryption discussed. And this method has been further developed and optimized, of course, for use in low-orbit environments. And the development method approach to protecting data from low-orbit aircraft take into account complex requirements for security, performance, reliability, and adaptability of the system. And each stage from key generation to checking the integrity of decrypted data is implemented taking into account the specifics of space missions and the needs of to ensure a high level of security for transmitted information. And there are encryption, decryption type, time comparison, and resource intensity and sustainability analysis. And the results show that our methods can be on average 40% faster than its counterparts when using keys or of similar length, and requires 30 percent less memory and 25 less CPU time. And this method demonstrates high resistance to known types of attacks, including side channel attacks and cryptanalytic attacks. There are block diagrams of the encryption algorithm. And how the proposed methods can be compared to other encryption methods on key parameters, including encryption, decryption time, memory consumption, and attack resistance. And in software implementation, the proposed encryption method can be integrated into OpenSSL, and the hardware implementation is carried out on the Xilinx Sync 7000 SoC platform, combining an FPGA and an ARM processor, which allows optimization of encryption and decryption algorithms to improve performance and resource efficiency. This paper presented as an asymmetric encryption method specifically adapted to protect data from low orbital aircraft, and the results of testing in the satellite communication simulator simulation environment showed a significant advantage of the proposed method. And software and hardware implementation based on OpenSSL and the Xilinx 730 SoC platform demonstrates the practical applicability and high efficiency of the method in real conditions. And future research will focus on developing and improving the proposed method, including optimizing key management, applying machine learning to adaptive encryption, and improving the reliability of hardware components in the space environment. Such research will make the system even more reliable and efficient, ensuring safe and fast data transfer between low orbiting aircraft and the Earth. Thank you for your attention. And that's all from my side.
Thank you so much for your presentation, ma'am. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have one. Khabit, I would like to ask you where did you get the data from for your research work? Where did you
Sorry,
get the data?
data.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started since 2022 when I entered to a PhD and chose this topic. And I'm doing some research with a professor from Scotland, Edinburgh NAP University, who focuses on machine learning, and we
No, I'm just
just
asking you where you got your data from for the research work.
ah
Test data. I'm talking about test data, right?
taste data. Yeah. Sorry. It's just a theoretical type, and as I said, we use simulation program, and I'm just planning to test some results of our research in United Kingdom, but I don't have a practical platform to test yet.
Okay, so you're emphasizing on RSA algorithm. Which algorithm is being currently used for this work?
Sorry, I didn't hear you very well.
You're focusing on RSA algorithm for your work, right? So
Yeah.
I'm asking you, which algorithm are they using currently for this work?
Uh, Currently, mostly used quantum key distribution algorithm, but this type of algorithm needs to improve against attacks. So I'm looking this type of algorithm too, but in this topic, yeah, we chose asymmetric encryption method based on FPGA.
So did you make some kind of primary, correlation or comparison between these two algorithms and these two approaches to check whether RS is surely going to give you good results or not? Did you
Yeah,
do any kind of?
we
Okay.
we make a comparison according to encryption speed and encryption time, and the limit of resource, because in space aircraft it's a main thing when they can allow heavy uh, sorry apparatus, I mean, yeah, hardware.
All right. So this is a theoretical concept since it's an analysis paper, right? Review
Yeah,
paper. So you've not like started the practical work yet,
yeah, I'm
right?
planning start in October.
All right. All the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll be moving on to the next presentation then. Next up, we have Alexander to present his paper titled Information Principles of Management Processes, Mathematical Modeling in Health Tourism System. Are you there, sir?
Good morning or good day. I'm here. I try to share with my screen.
Yes, sir.
One moment, please.
Yes.
Um, where is my screen? Here. We have a good many authors here from different institutions in Kiev, in other cities in Ukraine. So I'll try to make this report closely, maybe more compact for our yeah, section. So I will try to express different informational principles of management process and mathematical modeling health tourism system. And what about the scientific goal of these investigations? This time requires a further scientific development of mathematical, algorithmic, and software issues of medical information systems, in particular expert systems in pharmacology and medicine, means of telecommunication medicine, forecasting and decision-making technologies, creation and modernization of clinical database and information search systems, computer multimedia systems, etc. And with a decision or with a connection of the electronic healthcare system in Ukraine, in other countries, doctors have access to modern high-tech system that integrates the best practices of digital medicine. In addition, the decreasing the number of paper forms, the documentation. The introduction of electronic services made it possible to save time for communication between doctors and the patients.
Excuse me,
Digital,
I'm not able to see the slides changing.
yeah,
Slides are not
uh,
changing.
I'll try to do it. Okay. And information and communication technologies make it possible to expand the potential of regional medicine. So next picture, yeah? Next picture. Can you see next picture?
Yeah, we can, but it would be better if you put it in full screen mode, presentation mode.
The screen or to the full screen? Okay, I'll try to do this.
Slide presentation mode, no? Slideshow mode.
Mhm. On
Yeah,
slideshow.
better. Yeah, better. Thank you.
Okay. Mhm. One moment. Okay. So modeling of healthcare management, taking into account the development of computer technology, evidence-based medicine, and telemedicine, we have described a potential model of clinical decision-making in our investigations. In addition, the more above-mentioned decision-making models, other models are used in medicine based on the logic of argumentation and counter argumentation with the use of analogies of precedents, precedents, and discrete logic methods using database management systems, neural network analysis, and decision support system, etc. What we prepare, what we suggest, models of healthcare management process can be presented as follows. Next picture. So the model of healthcare management at the basic level. In the core of this model, you can see a central for information collection, proceeding, and decision making. That includes different leaders in healthcare, in medicine and health tourism, organization method group, computer centers, collection systems, and you can see different links from this core of this model to other elements. We have this center of information collection as a certain system of information collection computer means of its storage, proceeding, and analysis, computers of various types, and leaders who make management decisions, employees of the management office. These centers are created in central districts and maybe in city hospitals, medicals, and health resort, and in health tourism as a part of this health resort. You can see different health factors that influence on this model: social, ecological, genetic. We have different economic elements of the cost, market, medical service, norms and standards, and health insurance and health tourism. And we have different demographic indicators for mobility, health indicators, comprehensive census, etc. And next picture. The movement and management of information about the quality of medical services for tourist patients becomes possible when the vertical management system of regional medicines is integrated into the horizontal system once that you can see on this figure. The system of health tourism make it possible to ensure the planned demand for the services of medical centers, the stability of their functioning, and thereby to maintain the homeostasis of the medical system. In the process of digital transformation, the functions of mediators are shifting from classical organizational level operation of the tourist maker to specialized digital services and digital platforms of health tourism. Such platforms are used for the creation and necessary information channels for communication between patients and all the levels of healthcare organization and management in the destinations. for example, in regional associations, in medical centers and different hospitals, in structural divisions of these hospitals and others. You can see an example of this communication on this picture. Key factors increase the attractiveness of hospital, medical centers, or medical resorts on the market of health tourism, that are the reputation and professional competence of physicians and technological level of structural divisions, as well as the quality of provided medical services. Traditionally, it's proposed to conduct expert assessment to determine the quality and effectiveness of medical care provided at the level of patient, physician, and structural unit. This approach has significant drawbacks. Firstly, it's significantly increase the workload of doctors and leaders. And secondly, it's subjective. And thirdly, it's poorly connected with the statistical services of hospitals in Ukraine, for example. The authors have developed and tested economic and mathematical models that allow for objective assessment in the level of medical care and the above levels. The models logically fit into the general systems of information support for health tourism management within the district or a city. The collection and processing of information can be fully provided by the statistical services. Assessments are objective and applicable for different structural units. Our model looks like this, with different coefficients of efficiency, of overall quality and efficiency of work of a doctor, and of an outpatient quality. And we have different elements of this model. You can see them on this picture. Among these elements, we have actual standards, number of classes of outpatient care, actual proportion of patients, actual complexity of outpatient care cases, actual normative proportion of patients with the deterioration of dispensary group, actual standards proportion of chronic patients with abbreviation, and actual standard codes for treatment of one patient. And finally, this mathematical modeling make it possible to optimize decision-making in the field of medical care and forecasting the results of clinical medicine and health tourism. And the methods of medical modeling are used for planning health tourism services, evaluating efficiency and results, and health tourism financial, etc. And the third conclusion, combining the experience of traditional mathematical modeling with experience of the practical field, make a significant contribution to improving people's lives by reducing mortality, morbidity, etc. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your presentation, sir. So, ma'am, do you have any questions?
Can you tell us about the limitations of your model?
Excuse me, once more, please.
Can you please tell us about the limitations of your model?
Our model is limited by statistical data, and maybe especially with software for
But in what
forecasting.
sense? In what sense exactly?
In what sense?
Yeah, in what sense the statistical data is a limitation to your model? Can you just explain it in detail?
It's limited by national statistic data of our country, maybe some other countries. We try to use this model on the example of Ukraine, but we have lack of statistical data right now. It's we need to collect this statistical data from different yearbooks and different branch statistical sources. from that connected with healthcare and especially with tourism and health tourism. So we try to collect this data from different resorts in Ukraine and from different hospitals.
So will it impact the kind of work which you're doing? I mean, will it be a challenge in the implementation of your work?
We have some problems with this implementation, but we try to make it possible to realize them. And right now we are working on the collection final statistical data and try to prepare this report or this implementation with full usage of our national statistics.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll be moving on to the next presentation now. Next up, we have Rana to present her paper titled Next Generation Compact 3D Printed Prosthetic Arm Using AI Customized Dataset. Are you there, ma'am?
Yes, I'm there.
You may please start with the presentation, ma'am.
Yes, sure. Let me share my screen.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible now.
Okay.
You may start.
Okay, hello. This is Rana Samari, and I'll be presenting today on behalf of my team. Mayor, Muhammad Aibid, Abdulrahman Hussein, Muhammad Hani, Nurhan Muhammad, and Hussein Abdulrahman. We are a team of mechanical engineers concentrating in mechatronics, materials, and design, and our research is on the next generation compact 3D printed prosthetic arm using AI customized dataset. In this presentation, we'll cover the introduction, types of artificial limbs, problem statement, aim of work, methodology, design of prosthetic arm, electronics and control system, actual implementation, results, summary and conclusion, references, and Q&A. So, to start, the demand for prosthetic limbs arises due to limb loss caused by accidents, injuries, medical conditions, or congenital disabilities. The intent of the limbs is to enhance the quality of life of individuals who have lost their natural hands through helping them to regain independence, improve functionality, or enhance aesthetic. Technological growth has occurred in the medical prosthetic field due to the increasing demand for reliable bionic devices that are manufactured to substitute missing parts of the human body. These devices can be either cosmetic prostheses, which are passive prostheses, like this one included on the left. These have no functionality and are used only to enhance the aesthetic, or they can be body powered, like the one in the middle. They have no function. They are mechanically powered or body powered, and they're used normally for sports. And thirdly, they can be robotic aided, which means that they are electromechanical devices that function using sensors and motors. These help patients perform their daily life activities, providing a wide range of motion, yet they need extensive training. In this research, we're covering the electromechanical devices. So moving to the problem statement, the human hand has 27 bones, 34 muscles, and 100 ligaments, which give it 20 degrees of freedom. To create devices that replicate the function of human body, it will result in non-convenient weight and size characteristics. And that is the first challenge, that the hand should not weigh more than 0.5 kilograms, and the forearm should not weigh more than 1.5 kilograms. Secondly, the raw data collection from residual limbs noise filtration and feature extraction, as well as the selection of the right classifier, are the most challenging steps when it comes to actuating the bionic limbs accurately. Thirdly, even though several designs of the prosthetic arm exist, they are either costly or they have restricted capabilities and waste energy. Most arms operate via batteries, tend to last for like 6 to 8 hours, and therefore the affordability and battery life are also challenges. So the aim of the work is to produce an arm that is inclusive, designed to be accessible, catering to diverse range of users, affordable, breaking the cost barriers, lightweight. So the arm is designed to be compact, lightweight, and is in compliance with the average measurements of a male arm. And finally, high performance, as the cutting-edge technology ensures our bionic limbs deliver unparalleled functionality, durability, and are designed to last for more than 12 hours. Moving to the methodology, the arm that we designed, we used SolidWorks Model 2022 software as a CAD model. The model was initially stress analyzed through mechanical finite element analysis and to avoid any catastrophic failures while functioning. The model was fabricated by additive manufacturing technique using a 3D printer in-house, which model is the CR10, a smart 3D printer. And to control the hand and actuate motion, data collection was done through EMG sensors and mobile application. The data collected was processed using microcontrollers and then was translated into gestures. Moving to the design, all fingers are actuated using DC motors, which ensure compactivity and are noise-free. The motor's choice is one of the biggest challenges because it affects the prosthetic arm in numerous factors, such as the weight and the space occupied, hence the size. The motors also need to satisfy specific speed and torque values to perform the gestures and hold the weight of the hand and the object being held. The integration of encoders was necessary to enable controlling the DC motors and position to control different gestures. These motors drive a linkage system, which is designed to be self-locking mechanism. The mechanism allows accurate control of the motion and stabilizes the hand gestures needed without being powered. The pinky, ring, index, and pointer fingers are all designed using the same concept. Each finger has 2 degrees of freedom. Moving to the thumb has 2 mechanisms. One is responsible for the rotation of the thumb around the y-axis, while the other one is responsible for rotating the thumb across the x-axis. Initially, the preliminary design that we made featured 2 worm gears assemblies positioned perpendicular to each other, which needed a large space within the palm. However, by introducing bevel gears, that converted motion by 90 degrees, the palm design became more compact, resulting in a 30% reduction in size. So this photo on the left shows the CAD design of the bionic arm or the bionic hand. All motors are placed inside the palm itself, and they are covered with a customizable cover. To ensure smooth motion, damping is included in the palm using 3D printed TPU material. Multiple bearings as well are utilized to reduce friction and transmit forces to the palm body. On the left, we can see the forearm, which is designed to be the housing for all the control system components. It is also responsible for the rotation motion of the entire hand. The forearm is connected to the palm using the wrist joint, which provides the extension and flexion motion as seen. The design of the wrist joint allows the hand to flex and extend into 3 positions. The mechanism is designed to self-lock when a specific gesture is achieved. Moving to the electronics and control system of the bionic hand, in the testing phase, an armband was used that has 8 EMG sensors to collect signals from users and translate it into specific gestures. While the model succeeded driving gestures, the big size of the armband was a challenge, as well as having all sensors on the same circular surface of the band prevented collecting signals from all desired muscles. So accordingly, we decided to switch to separate EMG sensors, MyWare, which was a better solution. It allowed placing the sensors separately on specific muscles to collect all required muscles reading to control specific gestures. This led to reduction in cost, increase in accuracy, and reduction in size. Okay, so this curve is an example for various raw data readings obtained from the muscles after noise filtration that is ready to be fed into the controller. After collecting the raw data or the raw EMG data, features were extracting using 4-time domain methods, which is the mean of the absolute value, Wilson amplitude, variance, and waveform lengths. Then the readings are linked to gestures and fed into AI model for training. Okay. A second mean of controlling the arm and performing gestures was created using a mobile application. So set of gestures were programmed and integrated into an application. The mobile application is not only limited to send commands to the prosthetic limb or take gestures, but is also a mean of communication between the amputee and the hand. It sends notification and status updates, for example, about the state of the gesture it performed, the temperature of the object being held, and the battery percentage. Finally, a testing procedure was implemented on 5 different users. Each user was trained and practiced for 1 week on selected gestures, such as open, close, point, tap, wrist flex, and wrist extension, to have the ability to control their above elbow muscle. After the training phase, the user wore the arm to test its weight and perform the gestures. The user was then instructed to execute 2 different gestures consecutively for 30 times to test the ability of the prosthetic arm to perform the user's daily activities. So moving to the results of the testing, each single action shows success rate of 90% after the training phase. The user completed the motion with an 85 to 95 success rate when combining 2 actions. The control via a mobile application and voice command showed a success rate of 97% in both single and double action testing. The hand also sent notifications and warnings of the temperature to the mobile application when the user touched a cup of hot tea with the bionic arm and when he tried lifting a bag weighing 4 kilograms. The success criteria was determined by performing the correct gesture within a specified 3 seconds response time. Okay, so to conclude, the team has succeeded to deliver a hand that is customized, that is inclusive, as it can be customized according to the user preference and size easily, and as well as perform 15 to 17 gestures. Also affordable, as affordable material selection and ease of control of the user via AMG sensors or mobile application or both is economic friendly. Lightweight, as the arm is designed to be compact and in compliance with the average male users. Materials and components were also chosen to be light and comfortable. Finally, high performance, as the actual implementation of the testing showed high accuracy performance, 90% accuracy for single action, 85 to 95 for multiple actions, and 97% for the mobile application. And that's our references, and we're done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Ma'am, do you have any questions? So I
Okay,
guess
it's a wonderful work, I think. Yeah. Is it a part of some project that you've taken up, the team has taken up?
Sorry?
Is it a part of some project that the
Yes,
team
yes,
has
we're a
taken up?
team. Yes, it's part of a project that we as a team are working on. And it's a prototype that we like worked on and it's functioning now.
Okay. So do you really think there is no such device that exists except yours? Like whatever you are proposing, there is no similar device that is existing in the market currently?
There are several devices, but we worked on like the drawbacks that are existing, and we tried to deliver something that is like inclusive, affordable, lightweight, and high performance. And those were like our success criteria, or the problem statements that we were tackling.
Yeah, so they're there, but yet you want to improvise it and provide a better solution for it, right? This
Yes,
is what
exactly.
we understood. Okay, so how will you manage the finances, and you really think that even after incorporating all whatever you've mentioned here, you will be able to keep the prices low or affordable?
So we're trying to keep the prices low or affordable by choosing the correct materials and components and integrating, like providing several models with different features. So like making or providing a wide range of upgrades for this product. And for financing, so we were first in like the prototype phase, and when the prototype succeeded, we're working to even make it better and then seek financing options to be able to actually produce the real model.
All right. All the very best to you and your team. Wonderful work you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your presentation, ma'am. So we're moving on to the next presentation. Next up, we have Lubabalu to present his paper titled Relational Database Normalization Concepts Using Numbers and Ethnomathematics Approach. Are you there, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. You may start with your presentation now.
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to share my screen. Share. Okay. Presentation. Yes. Share. Okay. Are you able to see my shared screen?
Yes, sir. You may start.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am. I will be presenting the title of the paper is Relational Database Normalization Concept Using Numbers and Ethnomathematics Approach. The paper is authored by myself, Lubabalo Mbangata, and my supervisor for the PhD studies, Dr. Upasna Singh. We are from School of Management, IT and Governance at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, and I'm also working at the Department of Information Systems in the Durban University of Technology. The paper is part of the research for the PhD work, and this paper will cover the introduction, the database normalization, ethnomathematics, and then also ethnomathematics normalization approach, and then comparison analysis and conclusion. On the introduction, we all know that normalization is one of the key concepts in databases, especially relational databases. So the purpose for this paper is to explore on how data normalization can be explained using ethnomathematics. And
Sir,
also,
sorry, sir, can you maybe just put your slides on slideshow and it's not moving, it's still on slide 1?
Okay, let me reshare again. Okay.
There it is.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So on the introduction, we're looking to explore on how the database normalization can be, or the concepts of database normalization can be explained using ethnomathematics, and also focusing on the 3 normal forms. So meaning from the unnormalized concept to explain first normal form, second normal form, and third normal form. We do understand that there are other forms beyond the third normal form. There is a fourth normal form, fifth normal form, and postcode normal form. But for the purpose of this study, the scope only covers up until the third normal form. And also we'll look at the illustration of using whole numbers, how the whole numbers from 1 to 50 can be used to explain these three normal forms that will be covered. But they are not actually doing the normalization. We're trying to explain how the concept of normalization, moving a database from unnormalized form to first normal form, to the second normal form, and third normal form. But we will be using the whole numbers, from 1 to 50 to explain the concept. And also, we also looked at the importance of processing data in machine learning. We know that in order for machine learning to be able to easily process the data need to be normalized. So meaning the database needs to be designed in a very well organized manner so that the machine learning can easily process the data. And also, the goal of normalization, we all know that the goal of normalization is to minimize partially and standardized data. So meaning we're trying to eliminate data redundancy and data anomalies so that it's easy to use our data and to also make decisions based on a well-structured data. And also looking at the relevance of how mathematics can be applied in normalization, because we know that normalization, or most of the modules or subjects that are part of normalization, your information technology, information systems, computer science, they require some understanding background of mathematics. So if a student has a good mathematics understanding, how can the student be able to use that understanding of mathematics to better explain or better understand normalization process in the relational databases? Now, looking at defining the normalization, what normalization is, or what is it that normalization is, and what significance does it play in relational databases? So normalization, it's a process of lessening redundant information in the database and progresses the consistency of the representation, thereby safeguarding cohesion and wholeness and correctness of data. So meaning it's a process to ensure that you store your data in a correct manner, in a well-organized manner, and there are no redundancies, and the data is safeguarded and can be easily accessed and easily manipulated, maybe for reporting purposes. Now, the key concept or the key principles of benefits of normalization is to ensure that there is no redundancy and also improve the integrity of data, meaning that the data you have in the database, you can be able to use it, or you can be able to manipulate it. You can be able to make decisions based on how it is stored, how it is organized. So meaning it needs to be properly organized. So in order for students to be able to do the process in databases, they need an understanding of what rules and what is it that they require to do when they are normalizing their databases from the unnormalized form to the third normal form. Now, the database normalization from the unnormalized form to the third normal form. On the first normal form, the rule of first normal form, it means you are removing repeating data. So you are removing repeating groups, eradicating the groups that are repeating. And then the key rule of the second normal form, conform, it means now in order for you to move your tables to the second normal form or your database to the second normal form, it needs to conform to the condition of first normal form. So meaning you remove first the repeating groups and also ensure that there are no partial dependencies on your data. And then the third normal form conforms to the second normal form. So it means that your database needs to remove repeating groups and also remove partial dependence. Then on the third normal form, you ensure that all the attributes or non-key attributes of your database are essentially equivalent to relate to the primary key of a table, and also there are no transitive dependencies. Now, these conditions, if you explain to someone who is new in database, what do they mean? So that is the key purpose of using ethnomathematics. So meaning a person who has a better understanding of mathematics, how can be able to relate to these rules using numbers, which is ethnomathematics, to explain these three rules, rules for the three normal forms in the relational database. Now, the ethnomathematics first, before we can be able to explain how the ethnomathematics applies to the normalization. What is ethnomathematics? Ethnomathematics by Eglash 2000 is defined as the anthropological study of mathematical thinking and practice about relationships between mathematics and culture and mathematical modeling. So meaning now, if you have a way of understanding mathematics and also a particular understanding of culture, and also you know the modeling of mathematics, then you can be able to link all these so that you can be able to understand how numbers can be used to define any aspect that is related to mathematics or that applies to mathematics. And also it looks at the extensive perspective of mathematics acquisition in the construct of expansion in different beliefs. So we all know that we have different beliefs about numbers, that maybe certain numbers are used to define this, and also certain numbers are used to define a particular aspect. And then the focus now for this study, it's on the interchange of mathematics. So interchanging the mathematical numbers to explain the normalization is especially for learners that are in higher education and the position in the internal world of people and their culture and their day-to-day activities. So that's how we applied ethnomathematics to explain the concept that we are developing.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir, but you have 2 minutes to conclude your presentation.
Sorry?
You have 2 minutes to conclude your presentation, sir.
Okay. Thanks very much, ma'am. I'm almost there. Now, looking at the ethnomathematics normalization approach. So we took the whole numbers and from 1 to 0, which is the unnormalized form. And you can take the numbers in any matter or unstructured way. So meaning they don't have to follow the sequence of 1 to 50. Then when we move them to the first normal form, we remove the repeating groups because we all know that the whole numbers are divided into two. We have odd numbers and even numbers. So we grouped the odd numbers and the even numbers. So meaning we applying the rule of the first normal form, removing repeating groups. Then second normal form, we develop a new set of numbers which will have a common denominator of 3, as much as it conforms to the first to the rule of the first normal form, which is odd numbers and even numbers. And then we introduce the third set of numbers, which is have a common denominator of 3. Then moving now to the third normal form, taking the same numbers to the third normal form, we apply the rule of first normal form and the second normal form. We conform to the first and second normal form rules, which is odd numbers, even numbers, and then the common denominator of 3. Then we introduce a new set of common denominator numbers of that have a common denominator of 2 and 3. Then that's how we are able to relate now the ethnomathematics to the normalization process, which is first, second, and third normal form. Now, what we have discovered is that as we progress from unnormalized form to the third normal form, it becomes more organized. So you can be able to organize numbers. And if a student has a background of mathematics, can easily understand how these numbers are organized. And also each normal form builds from the previous one. So moving from odd numbers to a set of odd numbers and even numbers, introducing a common denominator, numbers that have a common denominator of 3, and also on the third normal form, a common denominator of common denominator of 2n and 3. Now, in conclusion, we have demonstrated how this process of normalization using numbers or applying ethnomathematics can be applied. And also what we can also suggest is that a further research can be done moving the same set of numbers to the more advanced level of normalization, which is a fourth normal form, a fifth normal form, and Boyce-Codd normal form. Now, what is it that can be applied or that can be looked at to ensure that the process of normalization further is furthered beyond third normal form? We can look at the rules of mathematics, like the multiples of 5, numbers that have multiples of 5, numbers that have a square root. So that we also look at the rules of fourth normal form and beyond. What is it that we can be able to relate it to the normalization or to the rules of mathematics, so that we use mathematics to explain the normalization process. And that brings us to the end of the presentation. Thank you very much, ma'am. I would open for questions if there are any questions available. Thank you very much.
So much for your presentation, sir. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
No questions from my side.
Thank you. So we'll be moving on to the next presentation. Next up, we have Jason Jayathunga to present a paper titled Resolving Online Banking Frauds of an Emergency Economy in Contributing Towards Sustaining International Business. Are you there, ma'am? Ma'am, we cannot hear you.
Yeah, I think I was muted. Now it's all right, right?
You may start with the presentation now.
Yeah. I hope you all can see my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so hi all. Before I start in with my presentation, I would like to mention you about why I have selected this topic of, just a moment. Resolving online banking frauds of an emerging economy in contributing towards sustaining international business. Actually, this is because I also have become a victim of online banking frauds when I was working as a finance executive in my home country, Sri Lanka, in 2021. So that is the main reason behind selecting this topic. This is the outline of my presentation. So moving to the introduction. So when it's come to the banks, banks drive its operations within the financial sector and money market and the economic phase of the nation. So when it's come to the sustainable development goals, it's ensure that no person is left behind. So my argument is, if a country can stabilize their financial system with fair distribution of income, it can easily achieve the task of no person is left behind. So my research is mainly focused of within the 2 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. The first one is fair work and positive economic development, and the second one is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. To do my study, I have chosen Sri Lanka, which is considered as an emerging market economy. So when it's come to the online banking frauds, this has a major impact for any economy, not only in Sri Lanka. It has a major impact of any economy. That is because customers go and deposit their money based on the trust that they have about the banks. But due to this online banking frauds, it's mainly impact to the customer trust, and they might withdraw their money if the banks face to this kind of online banking frauds. Because of that, if the customer try to withdraw money, then and all the customers do the same thing, then it might affect the financial stability of the country. When it's come to the online banking incident report, it shows that from 2005 to 2015, the overall online banking frauds in Sri Lanka has increased due to the high volume of online banking transaction as well as the value of the transaction. So the methodology, under the methodology, when it's come to the population of interest of my study, that is the banking employee in Sri Lanka, and my sample was limited to 30 because of the restriction. I had to obtain the information from the people who are working within the bank, and I have collected these data through a questionnaire. So looking at the characteristic of my sample, it consists of 33% working at managerial level and 63% working at officer level. Most importantly, most of the people who are in my sample, actually 92%, had worked within the bank for more than 5 years, which is an important factor in order to conclude their knowledge about the online banking frauds. And 30% of the bank in Sri Lanka has started their banking operation before 2010, and 30% of bank has the experience of online banking for at least 10 years. Satisfactorily, when it comes to my results, 96% of the banking staff has adhered to the laws and regulations of the financial institutions, as well as the regulations issued by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. However, there are 4% of banking employees who are in the view that these laws and regulations might not helpful to prevent the online banking frauds. Coming to the most important part of my study, 60% of this sample has faced to the online banking frauds, and they are saying that these online banking frauds mainly due to the low customer awareness and deficiencies in the internal control processes and the low system securities. When it's come to the results, the results that have collected, like this is a more pathetic situation, because when it's come to the responses, 50% of responses says that they get to know about this online banking frauds after informed by the customers. Until that, they don't know that there is such kind of frauds happen. And according to them, the precautionary actions include improving the securities together with customer awareness and training to the employee. But even though they have implemented these precautionary actions, 24% of banks have still faced the similar kind of frauds. So the future challenges, according to my research, for this kind of online banking frauds is next generation cyber attacks, operator negligence, awareness of customers, and the system issues. This topic has become more important to the current context as well, because with the expectations of increase in online banking transactions, so we are expecting online banking transactions to increase to 2,551.8 million by 2024. So, and also when it's come to the PwC Global Economic and Fraud Survey 2022, it's revealed that 51% of the survey organization has experienced this kind of frauds in past. So this is become a good topic to the current context. However, this is far more important for the emerging economies because of these 4 reasons. One is when it's come to the emerging market economies, these economics are more corrupted. And when it's come to these economies, the peoples, they have a low level of literacy using modern technology, as well as since the software adaptability is expensive, the banks might not implement high security systems. And when it's come to the financial institution, due to the increase in demand for this kind of online facilities, they also try to provide more online product and services. So in conclusion, what a bank can do to minimize these kind of banking frauds, to improve their security system, together with customer awareness, and they should highly adapt it to the rules and regulations issued by the governing authority of their country. So thank you for your attention. I'm open for Q&A.
Thank you.
Is it a part of your research work?
No, madam. So this is like something. Just a minute, I stop sharing my screen. Sorry, madam. So this is actually not a part of my research work. As I mentioned earlier, I have become a victim of online banking fraud when I was working as a finance executive in one of company in Sri Lanka. So I have interest of doing research regarding this, why there are such kind of frauds, and what is the reason for that. And even I'm not aware about this kind of why these kind of frauds are happening. So because of that only I conducted this research.
So you found the data online and you interpreted it in your own way, right?
No, madam. When it's come to the research, I have collected data. I have given questionnaire to people who are working in a bank, and
What was the size?
that's 30. Because when it's come to, I actually sent this questionnaire to around 50 people, but I could collect only 30 because due to the restriction that they have within their institutions to provide information regarding these online banking frauds in Sri Lanka.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much, ma'am. I would just like to ask, is Eric Herenen here to present his paper titled Components of Opinion Journalism in 2021 program, Beta or Sebir? Okay.
I can't see.
Yeah. So I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentations and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough for all of you. We, on the behalf of the whole team, thank you for your support during this 8th version and all the previous 7 versions of the conference. We will be happy to have you in the 9th version in 2025 as well. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have already been forwarded to the printers. The publication will be live within 6 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of World S4 2024. I would also like to thank our session chair, Professor Neha Tiwari ma'am, for chairing this session. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable presence. Would you like to share a quick closing remark?
Pleasure being here. Yeah, so it's always a pleasure to be a part of such a reputed conference and getting in touch with people across the world and knowing about different ideas of research and interacting with them. It's indeed value adding and enriching platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would also like to thank our session chair, Professor Corney, for chairing this session, ma'am. This is a token of appreciation from the team of World S4 2024 and Global Knowledge Research Foundations. Thank you for your valuable presence. Would you like to share a quick closing remark with us?
Yes, thank you. I want to commend the colleagues for their papers that they've delivered. It is very insightful, and it's also papers that stood out for me specifically was the 3D printing work for prosthesis. So that could possibly also assist in countries where finances is a bit of a problem to maybe roll it out there. And maybe a consideration for the colleague is then also to consider the different ages of the people that will be using these limbs. And then the mathematic modeling also, it again just emphasizes that it is important to have mathematics at school in order for you to continue into computer science and the integration between the different disciplines, mathematics and IT. And then the next generation, yes. And then a colleague here from South Africa as well, the normalization again with the mathematics, the combination thereof. And then the resolving of banking fraud. If we can get a solution for that, it would really help. I've also been a victim of fraud, and it is not a nice experience. So thank you, colleagues, for your contributions and for attending. We really do appreciate.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to like everyone to please turn on the cameras for a quick snapshot. Thank you so much, everyone, for your valuable presence. Thank you.